Alrighty, check. Just want to make sure this is working all right. Yep, okay, cool. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go over a few trades from this week. I'll try to make it relatively quick here. So Tuesday on NASDAQ, New York starts here on this 5-minute candle. We spend 20 to 30 minutes generally inside the initial balance, the 5-minute initial balance for coming up. And the trade is just based off of wanting to see a reaction off the -1 extension from the 5-minute initial balance. We saw 2 5-minute candles here have perfect reactions, and to me that just means orders aren't filled yet. So I am waiting for one more push up to fill the orders here, and then entering a short to come down a bit. There was also confluence here with this 3-4, the line chart 3-4 here from this move. So it's just a very quick little trade, but let's go take a gander here. One sec. Right. So you can see here, this white line is that -1, and here on the 5-minute, it's right there. The other point of confluence I was using is I had this bigger scalp pull here that encapsulates all of the overnight range, and I saw that it was that it had really nice respect on the 178, and we were coming back into the kickback area and this 30-minute FEG here. So I was thinking generally that it could be a place where we could see another leg down from here. That would make sense. So there were some higher time frame levels of confluence I had, and then the 3-4 that I showed with the -1 on the 5-minute initial balance after spending more than 20 minutes inside. So let's just take a look here. I was monitoring this. I was monitoring this breaker. Potentially could give the reaction before another leg down, but I was just monitoring it, and it was pushing through. So I was just waiting out for the original idea where we come and push above the -1 and then come back down here. So price aggressively moved down after sweeping the highs of it. And I'm just kind of waiting this out just a little bit. And then once I saw that continued strength to come down, that's when I entered there, and I just marketed here, going to put my stop loss just above that high. So I have about a 2-to-1 risk reward here for a $15 move down, which is $300 with 1 mini. And there we go, ends up hitting. So there was one really quick and easy trade. It was less than a minute between the execution and the take profit hitting. So really nice, quick and easy, $300 off of a really pretty simple setup, seeing their respect for the -1. but hanging tight, waiting to see an actual push through above it and then come back below. So nice to see. Again, I had the confluence with this bigger scalp pull in the general kickback area, so I knew it could be an area that bears would try to defend. And price did end up continuing up for the rest of the day after came down here, and then it did end up continuing up, but solid scalp still, solid $15 scalp. All right, so go to the next setup here. I'll go over that, and this is on Wednesday. And this was for the FOMC news. So unfortunately, did not. I don't have some super cool, long to show where I caught this whole move up or anything, but I'm just gonna show a short scalp from this area here. So, oops. That's it. Yeah. So I had a couple different pulls of confluence here. Oh, I keep doing that. So one was a scalp pull here up to this high and getting into the 706.832 of that area. And that had confluence with this momentum pull from the price action down here, right before the FOMC news. So I was planning on monitoring this area, but knowing that with a big news event like FOMC, we could definitely come up to the higher targets up here, and even up to the 3236s. But this was the only trade that I took up in here, and it doesn't look like much, but it was a quick and easy short just from here down to here, and then I was done. So go over to that now. That's that. All right, back here. So you can see the news just pumped it. I've got the 3 pull here that encapsulates the investment down in this whole the lows of the range basically, and all that is the first point of the pull is at the low, the second point is where it came from, and the third point is where the is right before the big momentum move up came from. And again, that's just a way of it's a way to determine reasonable take profit levels from the investment that the pull encapsulates here. And I look for the 706.832, the 2706.2832, and then up to the 3236 basically. So that region up here, that's going to be up here. So I'm still waiting for it. Still waiting. It also had confluence with the IB -1 and 1236. So even more, there were 3 really nice levels where I was thinking there'd be a lot of take profits happening, and I could basically short the reactions from a lot of longs taking profit out there. So right now I'm just waiting for a break of structure here on a very low time frame. It did come and tap the 1236 of the 5-minute IB on the 5-minute here. So now we're coming back below the -1 here. Broke down the local market structure. Just waiting for it to maybe backtest it again. And yeah, I just pulled that limit down so it would fill really quickly. And there it goes, filling down there. The thing where I do where I drag it up, I don't really need to be doing that. I'm trying to not do that so much. but it's still, it's just a little habit I have. I guess my excuse is I want to be careful, just in case it reverses really quickly, so that I can get out break even and all that. But in actuality, you know, I have my invalidation, which was this high up here. I knew there was volatility with the news, and it hit a really solid level that I talked about why. So didn't really need to be dragging it up, you know, like I'm doing here. And I didn't end up releasing the mouse button, so I did get filled at the original quick little take profit. So that was just a $10 move, so $200 from that trade. And then I'll go over one more setup. This was from Thursday, from yesterday. Go back to TradingView here. Delete these, and let's get rid of this stuff for now. All right, this was right up in here, so let me go to a 1 minute. It was right when New York opened. So I had a scalp pull here. Nice pull, getting respect for from the kickback on the way down. A little bit of respect on the 3-4 there, and then it came down to the 8-3-2. That is not the trade I would have caught, because I would have wanted to make sure that there was that it was going to be respected and there was going to be a strong reaction first. A little break of structure, we got that here. So reacted from the 8-3-2, broke this local market structure and into the kickback of this scalp pull here. So there was one pull of confluence I had here, nice reaction from the 8-3-2. Then I pull a more local fib to give me a good retracement level. Reacted from the 706, perfect reaction, gives me an idea that it's still probably not done yet. And then yeah, nice retrace right into the kickback for a continuation move upward. So that is pretty much it. Keeping it simple. There wasn't, if I just pull it on the IB, it was also the IB middle here from the -1 down to the IB middle. First candle sweeps the lows of it. Second, it didn't quite make it, but it more or less backtests it. Although that's a 1 minute. Okay, that's just never mind. That was a 1 minute chart, so it's probably different. Yeah, because this trade was still in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so disregard that. Although it still kind of played out with a 1 minute IB. Might be something to try out in the future. But anyway, let me move over. There we go. Okay. All right. So the only other thing that I could mention here is that on Range XV I have a little bit more even lower time frame data to work with compared with the 1 minute, and I can do another scalp pull here. So basically we have the kickback that I showed here on the bottom left. We have that lining up with the targets of this pull from the high to this pivot here, lining up down here. So watch this play out a little bit. All right, so we came down into the area, but now I'm going to be waiting for a little market structure break on this XV chart here, just to confirm that I'm not knife catching. But so far it's come into my area. It's looking all right. All I'm waiting for is a little market structure shift, starting to take any of these sets of highs out, and then giving me a retrace from that. All right, so we took this little structure here. We're trying to build up some market structure. Took this high. Now we took this high as well. So now it's starting to look a lot better. So give me one nice retrace like this, then I'm gonna wait for a couple green candles in a row to print here, just to make sure that the momentum is going to shift back up. As soon as I see that second green candle entered right there, I just market bought, and validation be the low here, and then looking for, did I do 10? Yeah, I think I could have probably gone a little, should have probably gone a little higher, try to get 15 out of it, but yeah, got a $10 move here. And there it goes, hitting right there at the tip there. So another $200 really quickly, another trade that took less than a minute. Again, having the multiple time frames of fib levels overlapping, so I was happy with the low here. If we look on the 5 minute on the top right, I can see that low hit the 832 like I talked about on TradingView, and then here we have this lower time frame fib pull here, 706 into kickback, and then an even lower time frame pull here coming down to the 832 of that. So 3 different time frames of fibs lining up, and then waiting for not just knife catching it, but waiting for it to show some strength. Here, that high takes this high and then makes a higher low, and then it takes this high again, forming into another higher low here, and then waiting for even a little bit more confirmation, a couple of these green XV candles in a row, and then just market buying with invalidation under here, and a take profit at 10 or 15 above. So it did end up, I think it retraced one more time down to here, and then it ended up coming up, taking the overall highs again up to at least this -1. I think it even came up here to the 1, 2, 3, 6. It had a couple more steps up higher, so it did turn into a bigger pivot. It could have been I think maybe I think it was a $40 something move from where I entered. So yeah, of course I could argue to that I could have looked for something a little bit bigger, kept my invalidation and all that, but yeah, that's life as a scalper. Just get the high probability trades in, be in and out, and then yeah, go on with my day if I want to. So those were 3 nice little setups for the day. See, doesn't look like I have any questions. I'll give y'all a couple minutes if anybody wants to ask any questions, and then I will see. I'll go back here in TradingView and just kind of see if I can recap the day a little bit for the current day. So this is the most obvious pull to look at to start the day with, from the low that was made from New York yesterday up to this this pivot high in the middle. Would have liked to see, I was wanting New York Open to come down here before moving up. Didn't quite do that. It's fine, it happens, but still So far for the day, we got our reaction from the 3-4 from this pull, which I'd say was to be expected after grinding up like this. And yeah, it was a little bit tricky here. Was waiting, but right before the stream started, I was wanting to see this FVG here, how price come into this FVG here to think about shorting it for a leg down, and it just missed it. It missed it here, and then it missed it again here. So that was a short that I was waiting for. I missed, and that's fine. You know, doesn't give you everything you want. It's okay to be patient. So let's see what else could be going on here. Could definitely still be bullish for price to take the highs, which were the overnight highs from yesterday. But we can do that a lot of different ways, even coming all the way down here and coming back up. So there weren't a lot of there weren't any 30 or 15 minute FVGs made up on this grind up here today since New York started. All you have are a couple 5 minutes, but it was really just a grind. And since it's Friday afternoon now, again, just like I said last week, I don't really like trading Friday afternoon because it's typically pretty slow and it can be really choppy. So yeah, I'd say overall, my bias going into the rest of the day and and on Monday will just be to see if this kickback will be respected. Doesn't have to make it all the way down here, but as long as it's not disrespecting this, like coming down, closing candles below, as long as it's not doing that, then I would say my bias would just be, this would be the best area to look for potential long setups for continuing to move up. We could do a pull here from the high of the day so far down to the low right before New York. We have a 3-4 right there, so could potentially have a setup that comes down, stabs at that 3-4, and then maybe form something bullish again looking into next week. If we go to NQ1, and this is the monthly here. If I turn on V-adjust, so that would be the December contract. We've come into the 832 of that. If I turn it off, this is just, okay, this is a December contract if I have it off. So we've come into the 1 of that. Yeah, so the December contract has hit their -1 for the monthly low from October. So you could argue, well, since we're shifting over to the March contract and all of these guys would probably be, you know, they made a 2-to-1, or they made their 1-to-1 from their monthly trade, so they could be getting out of their positions here. So you could definitely argue that we're due for a little pullback here. It would make sense with those guys taking profits, and if we zoom out more, you can see that NQ1 took the all-time high. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to think that we could see some kind of pullback here. So, but in the meantime, all I'm really gonna do, not gonna take any more trades today, and just gonna wait for something to kind of show itself on Monday. So coming down here, I think that could be a nice little setup. We do have a tiny little FVG here from the 30-minute here. So maybe, you know, it could even stab a little bit lower, kind of get into that. I think that'd be the lowest risk kind of setup to look for. And like always, like I'm showing on my live trades, you know, looking for something that breaks a little bit of structure first, coming back, either back testing the fib level or the breaker here, or a little order block that I made on the way up, something like that would be give you the most kind of confirmation. And then you could look to do a scalp take profits like I do, come up or take profit here at the kickback, and maybe a little maybe leave a runner for a potential coming up to these levels up here. So that's something I'd be looking for. If it doesn't give me what I want, then I would just be careful and think that price might actually start a little bit of a corrective move down. However far down it would want to go remains to be seen. We would just have to see a little bit more data. For the time being, everything's still been pretty bullish. So I wouldn't bet against that yet until we really start breaking down market structure. These lows start getting taken, then can get a better idea of where the targets might be to the downside. On the daily, we've got a bunch of FEGs here, and here, and here. So those may want to be filled up. Retest the last set of highs through into this FEG area here. Could right up in here basically. That could be something to look for. But again, first and foremost, there's no reason to necessarily think it's coming down there as long as all these lows continue to hold. So yeah, first I'd look for something like that, and maybe up through Monday, price gives us a little bit more data. Like if we do something like this, then we could use a momentum pull like that, and then we could, and this is only if it does something exactly like this. In that case, I'd want to be maybe a little more careful here and think that there's a larger possibility that we can come down lower and start breaking down, come down to these lower targets here. And again, it just totally depends on how we do it. Say we do something like this, then you start to get, you have a 3236 that's coming into that level we marked earlier based on the daily FEGs and such. Could start to think that it would be possible, and there'd be confluence for a move down like that. And then you could do a scalp pull like this that would also have the 832 and the 1 down into here as well. At the moment, it's speculative because we don't have this price action yet. That's just what I would be looking for. Yep. So I think I'll call that for now. Don't have any questions. So yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week, or see you in chat. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye guys.